So hi everybody, I wanted to take you through some of the fun things that I picked up from some of the classes that I went to when I was at the Pinners Conference. Now, there is a ton of classes. I mean, every single one of these is a class. They had 7 rooms and then a sewing room. So they kind of had 8 going at various times, and there was just no way to do every single a class every single session and do the entire floor. It just wasn't going to happen. So I kind of picked and choose. The first day I did hit a lot more classes than the second day because there was a little bit more time. And so one of the first ones I went to was Crepe Paper Flowers by Lia Griffith. So during a class you had the option, and some classes were free and some classes had a cost. And when I went to the Crepe Paper Flowers, I remembered that we had gotten this kit in our VIP bag, and I thought, oh, well, I already have all the supplies. I can just go home, I'll take a look at the techniques, and I'll play with it at home. Little did I know this is tissue paper, and I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention, and she was working with crepe paper, and they're not the same thing. Tissue paper is what you would think of. Tissue paper. Tissue paper, like you would put in a present. This is tissue paper. You know, you can have fun with it. It does all kinds of cool stuff, but it's not crepe paper. This is crepe paper, and you can see the difference. Crepe paper has a little bit of an elasticity to it, and that's what we were playing with, and we got to make this beautiful flower. And the lady next to me, and I cannot remember your name, I'm so sorry, but here's her picture. She lent me some of the supplies. So she bought the kit, and the kit had, well, everybody got one of these, even if you didn't get a kit. So you got some of that. But the kit had some of these. You got 5 colors of this. And so you got the gold, which is this really pretty metallic color. You got the pink, you got the green, you got a different color green, and I think there was another color in there. And it was to make this beautiful head wreath. So the first class that we went to was all about making this beautiful head wreath. So there was some of that yellowy color in there as well. So that was class number 1. This is the kit that she gave us, and this is another kit that she did as another class. And then she did a class with these really giant paper flowers using tissue paper as well. So she did these 2 and then a tissue paper class. This is the only one that I sat in on, but I did get a video of her talking about her product and why it's different. And yes, crepe paper is what you use when you do the streamers and stuff like that, but why it's different and all the kind of fun things that you can do with it. So when I did my fun little interview with her at the end of the second day, I popped in and I said, do you have any that I can take home and play with, and I can show all my viewers, all you guys, how cool it is? And she's like, yeah, here. So she had one open and she gave that to me, and then she gave me 2 more to play with, and then I already had made this little guide. And then left over from her cute little topiary, I'm calling it a topiary class, but she had a ton of styrofoam balls. So I'm going to try and replicate, because she did a quickie kind of tutorial, and I have enough of the green that I can maybe replicate a little bit of this, and that's going to be kind of fun. So I can show you what that's all about. So if you are heading to the Pinners conferences in the future, it's a really fun class. Well worth it, really cute, kind of a fun way to play and dress up and make some fun silk flowers. And it was sponsored by her stuff and also by Floorcraft. And the only other thing that I didn't have in my kit besides that I brought home, now that she's given me some of the crepe paper, was floral tape. And so that was the other thing that was kind of missing from my things. But so I've got the floral wires here and some other stuff. So that was class number 1. Class number 2, I had signed up for one, but I chose not to do anything at that time because I really wanted to walk around the floor. Session 3, I was supposed to go into the beginner brush lettering by Tombow, and that was a free class, and they were giving away free supplies, and I was videoing somebody else, and I ran out of time, and so I ended up just walking down the hall, and I ran into the Housewives of Riverton, and I was talking with Paula Inguez, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, and Jen Crookston, and they were making this really cool fall candlestick trio. And here's a picture of what that looks like. But while I was waiting for the class to be over, I kind of talked to one of the ladies, and here they are. This is the lady who was running the class, and this is her sister, Anna Paula, and I asked if I could have a quickie little interview with her. So there's a video coming about what the little cute little pumpkin candlesticks and how you can turn these into other flavors as well. And some people had left their supplies, so they were using 2 different colors of paint. They were using acrylic paints in orange and vanilla, and a whole bunch of people were leaving them on the tables. And since I was getting an interview with her, and the faster she could clean up, the faster I could interview and go on to other stuff, I helped and stick around and help clean up. And so she said, take whatever paint's left over. And some of these are still, you know, about halfway full. I mean, this one's almost full. So I'm going to combine them together at one point. And then there was an extra whole kit left behind of the supplies besides the wood. I did not get the wood, but I got the extra kit of stuff that you use besides. So you got the wood pieces, you got the paint, and you got the kit. And so somebody left their kit behind, and she said, just take it. You know, there's not much I can do about it. Just take it and move on your way. So thank you so much. I guess that was a perk for helping cleaning up. So we had a whole bunch of tape, and they were using this to do the dots. They were using the tape to help score off to make this concentric circles, and they were using obviously the brushes, and they had some of the leaves. And then they had the twine that you could use to hold that on, and something about the pin, and I don't remember what the pin was all about. Maybe I think holding it in place or something. I couldn't exactly hear what was going on, and I was just sitting in the back, and I wasn't really participating in the class. I was just listening in. And you can do that at the conferences. There is unless the class is full and there's no more room for you to sit in, but if there's room in the back, you don't have to buy the kit to sit in on the class. You can just sit in and watch, and maybe take a few pictures and absorb it, and then go home and do it yourself. So some classes are very hands-on, and they give you all the product, and it's really fun to do, and some you just may not have enough money to do everything. So I went about it in that direction. All right, so the next class that I went to was Lauren Betancur, and she was all about using masking with watercolor. And I've dabbled in watercolor. I would not say that I've great at it, or been really know how to draw a flower or anything like that, but or paint a flower. But I figured, masking, you're going to do, it's kind of like a stenciling technique, and I saw what we were doing in the class, and I thought, well, you know what, I could do that. And so this was the kit that we got, and this one I did pay for. And in our kit, we got 2 boards that we could use, and this is the one that I made, and I just had some fun. And she taught us all the amazing techniques. We also got a ton of masking fluid, so here's what we have, and I have quite a bit left in here, which is fabulous. We also got, what all of our supplies are. We have a ton of watercoloring, and she gave us some fabulous brushes. These are not cheap brushes. These are not your most expensive brushes that are out there, but they're not your super inexpensive brushes either. And same with the quality of the paper and the paint. We hit middle to high, is what she kept saying. Now, this is the sweetest lady in the world. At the end of the class, I went up to her and I said, I got some video of me doing it, and I got some video of some of the ladies and pictures of what they did. Do you mind if I make a video and post it for people to kind of teach the technique, or is that kind of an infringement on your class? She's like, no, you know what? I can do you one better. Let me send you all the footage that I showed you in the class, and you can compile it in the video with it. So in the video is her actually doing her technique that we saw to make ours. And I'm going to make a kind of a compilation video of not only what she taught. So basically you're going to get her class minus the supplies for free. Isn't that amazing? And she's based up in Dallas. She sells cards. You're also going to see, I ran through her booth, and I'm going to have that at the beginning of her little video. Not little video, it's actually going to be a very good video. And she did some amazing job. And so thank you so much, Lauren. It is amazing. And thanks for the great products. So there's that. That was the second class, was a watercolor technique. Great lady. And I learned a lot. I learned some stuff that I didn't understand before. The next one that I went to was create cards with paper pumpkin. So this was a free class. So the paper pumpkin was one of the, Stampin' Up! Was a sponsor of the event. Well, they had a pretty big booth. I don't think they actually were a sponsor, but the class was free. So we got to go in and we got to get all of our stuff. I actually won a little stamp block and an ink. This is the ink that we were using. I did not get the stamps given to me though. They kept the stamps because they were going to do more examples in the booth. So I already did one card, and then the next day they were doing some more of these in the booth themselves. So this was the cards, and I did not finish them because there just wasn't time, and truthfully I was kind of pooped. I was pretty much done after this class. The class started at 6 o'clock and it went to 7, and I was there starting at 9:30 that morning. So I was kind of at my end mode at that point. But these are the cards that we got to make. We got to make one of each. And this is their kit, where you get a whole kit of stuff that you get to make, and then of cards. And they had, so this is like a little gift card holder. Sometimes they had some other stuff. And so there's a video that's going to come of me finishing making these cards, because I didn't get any video in the class purposely, because I knew I could come home and I could make it for you guys live. The only thing I did in the class is, because I didn't have the stamp set to bring home, was I stamped the papers that are on all the papers that needed to be stamped. Because I didn't have the stamps, I brought them home. But I was allowed to bring a stamp block and an ink pad. I did win that in a little raffle, so yay! So that's the supplies we got from them. So that was good. That was my last class that day. Then the next day, the first class I went to was watercolor techniques with markers with Jenny Garcia. Super sweet lady. Again, this was a free class, and some of the classes I didn't know they were going to be free until I walk into them. Like, I didn't know about Paper Pumpkin. I wasn't sure if we were going to just be watching them make it or if we were going to get to play. Same with Tombow. I didn't know, and sometimes I wasn't sure if you were going to get to play with the material and they were going to say, now please leave it. You just learned a technique, but don't take it home. But they gave it to us. So Tombow gave us 4 colors, and the gist of their class was all about learning how to do watercolor. And this is our amazing watercolor that we did. So we learned how, this is a stamped rose, how to take it and to do this. And I got some pictures of some other people's. One lady did a yellow background. It was beautiful. And then I got some little video of us in the class as well. We also went through and we learned how to use this blending palette, which there's some more video on that. I got some video of Jenny, and I haven't edited yet, of what she was trying to tell us, and she was doing it live in class, about what kind of some of these things and how to blend and how to use the color wheel, which is on the back of this, and how to use just these 4 colors to create all of this, which is just amazing. Here is a resist technique, and so I'm going to kind of come back and finish some of the stuff that I didn't do in class because I was trying to video it. And so I'm going to come back and kind of show you guys, and I have some extra paper so I can show you how to do this technique as well that Jenny taught us. So there was that. So we got the amazing Tombow class. Very cool. The next one was, I was going to go with crafting with Crepe live. Isn't that hilarious? But any of the ones that were live shows, or pretty much anything that was in room 1, was videoed. And I opted not to go to the ones where they were doing them live because I couldn't video it myself. And I really wanted to try and get as much footage as I could. And so I tried something different. I was like, okay, well, you know, crafty Texas girl, DIY washi tape planter sounds fun. No clue what was going on. So I stepped into the class and I went and checked out. Turns out they were videoing in there too, so I could not get any footage from that particular class. But a couple of things, and it was just a complete fluke. First, there was a couple of kids, and it was the same kids that were in the 5-string quartet that were doing the Thursday night party for the VIP. They were standing there, and if you had your VIP wrist necklace on, so our badge basically, they were doing a punch, and close to my heart was one of the main sponsors for the whole event, for the Pinners event, and they had this awesome little kit to give away for everybody. And had I not walked over to that particular class, I would not have known to pick up this fun kit. So let's take a look at this real fast. So this was not a class I went to, but because I walked into the class, I got this really cool kit from them. So I got 3 papers, they're identical. And those are just some pretty basic paper lines. I love that. I love it when it's just very generic and you can do what you want with them. So there's that. This is a Thinking of You stamp. Nice little cute stamp. This is a acrylic stamp set. We have some cards, some basic, just nice little small pre-folded cards. And it looks like the envelopes are in here as well. So all the envelopes are already in here. That's nice. And then some little bling, so little bitty sparkles. There's 100 of them in here. So it looks like there's 2 sheets of 50, and that makes 100, so really cute. They're individual ones. Oh, and there's some more stuff. This might be a kit within itself, which means we're gonna get to do it. That's fun. Yeah, it looks like, and then there's more papers. So here is 2 sheets of cardstock. So here's a pink and here is a white. And this looks like it's supposed to be a class of some kind. So awesome. Yes, here we go. So here's 2 different kinds of cards. They're called the Thinking of You card set. card making workshops your way. So we can make 10 cards using the exclusive stamp set to create any of these options. So here's 4 different cards, so you can do the different backgrounds, and then you mat it, and then you add some fun. The only thing they didn't put in here was the ink, but I have ink, so that's pretty easy. We'll have to make these. Tells you exactly what to cut and how much is left over of which cardstock. And then we got a, oops, flies down. And then we got a magazine. So this is the September through December holiday expressions. And I think this is the one that I already got. But it shows all the fun things that are coming up for the holidays. So these are all amazing. And there's so many cute examples for cards and stuff in here and for scrapbook layouts. And maybe not. Maybe I got the one that was for the fall. They come out with these ones 4 times a year. So this is the last book of the season. And I may have had the fall one. And this is the Christmas and fall and stuff. Or I may have had the end of summer. So this is getting into their fall and winter, or fall and Christmas line, and Hanukkah and things like that. So really cool. Love that. So that was a complete fluke. So the class was sponsored by Ikea, and I walk up to the lady at the front, and the lady's name is Samantha Connor, and she goes, "It's free. Ikea has donated everything for the class." So take a look at what we got. So this was our class, and I'll show you the finished one. It's almost finished. I'm not done yet. So everybody got a tin, and this is one of the tin is called, you know what, I'm gonna flip this one over. It's called Soccer. So it looks like, sounds like soccer, but it's S-O like soccer. And then everybody got to pick out a plant, some sort of succulent, and then they had a table. They had a few tables filled. Oh, also these funny looking little pellets. They said it's not candy, don't eat it, but they're really supposed to absorb water. So we put some in the bottom here, even though this is in a container. She goes, it's just helping it kind of lift up your, you could repot it in here if you wanted to, or it's just kind of helping lift up your little succulent off this. And you would obviously take the plastic off your plant. I just haven't done that yet. They gave me, this is the one I started off with, and the whole point was to take it, play with the washi tape, decorate it all up, and so this is what I did with mine, and I had fun. This is the washi tape here, and I cut up the pieces, and Samantha walked over and she actually picked mine up, and she goes, "Oh, how cute," and took a picture of it. So I'm going to try and hunt that down on her blog and link it and see if what we can get cross promotion here. And then we had some other fun goodies. Let me show you all the other fun things. They put out a ton of things, and what I did not realize is that Ikea actually has a pretty decent little crafty section. So take a look at the fun stuff that they put out, and then they let us keep it. So they had a whole series of these little tapes, these little, okay, so what's it called? It's called Crude Suller. Not quite sure. I'm sure people could use this for party decorations and stuff like that, and maybe that's where some of this kind of goes to, or it's in the kids area, or it's where you check out. I'm not really sure exactly where it is. It's kind of like a plasticky, it's like you do it for gift wrapping is what it is. It's kind of cool. That it was in a little 3-pack, and I don't think enough people realized this class was going on and they were giving away free product and Ikea was sponsoring it, that the class was not full, which is how I got 3 plants, because I just grabbed my one and I grabbed the supplies I needed to do my one little plant when they said, yes, you can grab your stuff for free. And then at the end of the class, she had so many of these pots and plants, and the lady who was from Ikea did not want to take it home. So she said, just take it. And so we could actually go up to the table where all the supplies were, and she said, take what you want. So I did. You left it open for me, so I took. They had stacks of washi tape. This is a 4-pack, and I'm going to open them here. Some of them I got had already been played with. So actually the one that I got for this was not a full roll. It had already been opened. And then some of them were full roll sets. So here is a 4-pack of washi tape. And look how fun colors they are. I mean, you may not think that these look super awesome together, but they really are cute. They're nice and fun, and they're bright, and they act just like regular old washi tape that you would get at any other store. You know, peel and rip. Super easy stuff. And it's for, and I don't know how much they are. I really don't have a clue, but let me show you some of the other ones. They had this really cute one with all the little, this is like animals. So I'm guessing some of the stuff might be in the kids section, because look, this is a mouse holding little mushrooms. And here's a dragonfly. So it's a mouse holding mushrooms and a dragonfly. Isn't that adorable? This did not seem like it came in a set. And here's some of the, I mean, literally, this is how much they had out, that nobody was taking it all. And so everybody got to take a whole bunch with them. Those of us that were lucky enough to kind of think, let's go have fun and see what this, you know, washi tape and planter thing was all about. It didn't even say Ikea on there when we signed up. It just said by so-and-so. So this is a really fun one. This one says, and I love the green on this. This one's really cool. So this one says, open me. So I think this is supposed to be in kind of like the gift wrapping section. But why can you not take this stuff and use it for crafting? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And there's so many Ikea hacks out there right now that it's super simple to use it with whatever you want. So here is a stripey one. And just like any other washi tape, it's just their own version. A dot, a solid. Over here is almost identical to this bright orange and yellow, but in a green and black and white. So similar pattern, a solid green, a solid black, which, you know what, I love solid colors because sometimes you just really need them. Here's a cool one that's in dots. And here's like a dot, it almost looks like a road stripe, which is pretty fun. I'm gonna turn these all sideways so you can see them better. Here's another one that says love, and you can kind of catch that right there. So that was really cool. And people are using all of these colors here to decorate their planters with. And you can do the whole thing. You can just do part of it. You can cut them up. You can make shapes out of them. And we're going to have fun. And I'm actually going to decorate these other two planters up in a future video. So that'll be fun. Here's a thinner black. So see, these are both black, but they're different thicknesses, which I like. Here's a stripe, and here's another dot. Very similar pattern shape to this, just in a different color. Wait, there's more. This is the one that I used, and there's only not much left of it, and I didn't get it full. It came half, and I've already used a ton of it on my project, but it's a really cool pattern. I really kind of liked it. I just kind of fell in love. And then there's this fun one, and I don't know if these ones came in a set and they had already gotten broken open and used. So I took the two. These are the two that I initially grabbed when I was doing my my container, and I ended up not using this one at all. That's okay. Wait, there's more. Then they had these fun tapes, and these remind me of kind of like a rope tape or like a twine tape in a way. Not tape, just like a twine rope. And let me see if I can find the end. So kind of like a raffia, but in a color. So this is a black raffia type paper, and it's in a big giant roll. And this one's called from Skilla. And it's a white and the exact same thing. So I got a black and a white. Again, they were trying to get rid of all this stuff, which was just amazing to me. They have their own scissors, and they even say Ikea on them. So I got it, and I was using this to cut them up, and they said, just keep them. Okay. And then they had markers. So they have a whole bunch of markers, and these ones are called Mala. And I'm guessing these are probably in the kids section. So they just went through the store, and they found a whole bunch of supplies that could be used for crafting and for what we could use. Unfortunately, these don't stick on the pot, so not many of us were really using them, but you could have, you know, marked on here or done something fun. And I saw one lady near me, she did a really cute little one using the tape. It made it look like it was a mummy or something. And so this was an amazing chance that I got to sit down and play with some of the Ikea crafty stuff that they have, and I got to bring a whole bunch of it home to continue playing with it. So thanks so much, Ikea. I absolutely love it. Again, look how much I've gotten from my classes so far, and most of them were free. That's pretty cool. The last class I kind of popped my head into was Anita Scroggins. She did a mixed media class, and unfortunately I had to take off. I was going to sit in there, and her class was only $5, and she was doing a really cute tag class. But I got a couple pictures. Take a look. So thanks so much, Anita, for letting me pop my head in and kind of saying hi real fast. And I hope you had an amazing class. There was a lot of people in that class. I hope you had a great fun time, and everybody had a blast watching her do her thing. Anita and I have been on a few design teams together, so I wanted to officially stop by and say hi to her. And this is it. This was my amazing class haul of a ton of things, a couple extra doodads I got because I was a pinner, or because I was a VIP pinner, like the kit here. Thanks for stopping by. Pinners was an amazing weekend. I loved going to the classes. I wish I could have gone more, but I couldn't go to all the classes and all the booths and see everybody. So I kind of had to pick and choose which ones I really wanted to go to and which ones I could come back and show you some fun ideas with. So thanks so much. I'll talk to you guys later. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.